Hey everyone, Jabali here from CEO Gaming and welcome back to the channel. And on today's review, this is the Kwamba 2009 fight stick slash desk slash do-it-yourself DIY type of setup. This is meant for, the hardcore players at home that usually stream from their, playing fighting games or play Fightcade, all sorts of things. And this has been in the works for a little while. This was actually first promoted at EVO 2023 last year. And when I first saw it, like, this is awesome. It has the sticks built inside. It's fairly priced, which we'll get to. And just overall, I've been kind of having fun with it, taking my time for the last couple of weeks since I received this. And which, by the way, Kwamba, as always, I have reviewed a bunch of their previous products, like the Obsidian. It's kind of meant to mimic the, Vuelix type setup at your house. And this does come in two configurations, a 2-player, which I received, and which I personally prefer, and I'll tell you why. And then also they have a 1-player for the guy that's always at home, just constantly streaming, that usually just plays online, doesn't have a lot of, head-to-head, but which is cool is you can actually put two of the single player ones together and have an even better experience, feeling like kind of an old school arcade. But this does come with just the 2 fight sticks you see in the desk itself. Everything else here is basically my own stuff that I had to add, which was additional. So it doesn't come like a full arcade cab with, the screen like a proper Chulix or Vuelix or a Taito arcade type of thing. But it's meant to basically be easy to move around, be easy to change, update over the years, and very easy to mess with on the internals, which I'll also go to and give you more of a deep dive. But for this review, kind of breaking it down for you, it comes in the 2 configurations, has the 2-player, which is on sale right now for $798, and a 1-player for $698. And personally, if you are going to buy this, I would just get the 2-player because you can't go back once you have the 1-player unless you plan to buy another one and have them as a head-to-head. But having 2 players gives you the versatility so you can have some friends. And I've had a lot of friends come over to try this out. I've had guys my size, I'm 6'2", 250. It's actually kind of perfect level. Does come with beautiful orange, threaded casters on the bottom. Can't roll them around. This is about 66 pounds. I can lift it up with everything because I work out and stuff. But, not that hard to move around with your friends. So with that, in terms of putting this together, came in 2 giant boxes, which was shipped directly from China to me. And that's where it kind of comes from right now. I believe it's like a 30 to 60 window period. And you can either get it from the official Kwamba website or Arcade Shock, which most of the community knows is, sells a lot of different parts and peripherals and works with Kwamba. And you see a lot of Kwambas all over the place, but I really like this. The one thing I know some people might not be used to when they do pick this up is the silent buttons and sticks that this actually comes with by default. And right there, my only real feedback is this would be awesome if it was kind of a la carte, you piece together what you wanted. But again, makes it super easy to open this up. I can do it right now, kind of get into the parts, and I'll give you a deeper dive on everything that comes with. But what's super cool about this is it's built for PC, Steam Deck, which is kind of a Linux machine right there, which I have. I can just USB-C into that and then use a hub to plug in the sticks. And then also Android game boxes. You've seen a lot of these emulator boxes that have arcades. This is running my 14-inch laptop right now, which I have underneath. You can either close the lid. I'm going to show you that it's a 14-inch laptop, but I think you can fit like a 17-inch if you specifically game off a PC. And with that, putting it together, me by myself, I did it. There was a couple, slowdowns with the threading of that, but it's all basically solid screws, my bad, and solid, just metal all around. So when I had 2 big guys play on this, it does not move or shake. You got to actually put force. So it feels like a sturdy arcade machine, if not sturdier. I would prefer to have it on tile. I think on carpet it might wobble. But for now I have it out here. I usually have it up against the wall, so it goes flush with all my other arcade setups. But I really like this thing. I can easily recommend it at the price point, but you're gonna have to put in extra money to kind of build it the way you want. I think this is made for the hardcore fighting game players. You're not gonna see someone go to like Best Buy and go, is that an arcade cab, and pick it up. But once you have it to the way you want it to be for you, I think it's a great addition to any home arcade. Now, if you're authentic, you want the full size, Vuelix and all that, you're gonna have to do a lot of wiring, setting everything up. You'll get the authentic CRT type feel with those screens. But for the most part, being able to buy a base and then start from there kind of showcases your creative, style of how you want your own arcade to be. Now, would I make this like my main work setup? Probably not. However, sitting in front of it, I can actually easily reach the keyboard and mouse. And I have 2 Logitech products. I'll show you everything I'm using and make some recommendations. But again, if you already have a laptop and you set it up, connect to a screen, this might be cool for you. And then on the back side, I'll give you a tour, but you can basically, this is mounted on the back, has a nice little, back side that lets you mount. You could probably mount like 4 different things on there if you needed to, but mostly you'll put probably either a webcam mount or, your camera. You'll have the monitor, of course, which I liked mounting this with just a generic Amazon thing. And this is a Sony 27-inch. Which I found 27-inch monitor when you're sitting close is actually the genuine sweet spot. I really like it. I personally wouldn't go bigger. I thought about getting like a 32-inch curved or whatever, but you're so close that it's gonna probably, affect your eyesight after a while. So, or I've seen other people with reviews, they basically don't put anything on it and just hook up the stick, put it in their office or game room right in front of their big 85-inch screen. That way you get some more, space from that. My favorite part of the stick is actually, you can plug it in. I'll show you the inside. It has a PCB that has basically 5 total slots, and you have a little switch. And the switch will let you have the standard one USB cable that controls both. So right now, this is just hooked up to my laptop with one USB cable into the laptop. And both sticks work. So if you play Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, automatic, don't have to do anything, which is great. And then if you switch, there's a lot of dip switch stuff that you can kind of mess around with that is more intense, where you can basically have, and it comes with a lot of extra USB cables to do so, where you can have a switcher right here to plug it into like 4 different things if you want. Don't think a lot of people are gonna do that. I was starting to do that, but I realized you have to open it and change the dip switch, whether you want the single PC port to run both. If you're a PC gamer specifically, I think it's great. Now, if you want to play it on PS5, you can kind of tell this was maybe meant, and there's probably licensing issues or something like that, for PlayStation, with the home button here, the select has like a touchpad button, 910 click, which I believe is the touchpad. So it was made with that in mind, did not get it. But you can easily spend a little bit more money. But I have like the Wingman FGC converter. I'll link in this description down below. You basically plug this onto the USB cable. You'll probably need 2 if you're gonna go to a console and switch the dip switch I was mentioning, and plug it basically directly into a PS5, so you're good there. Or you can add on top, and I saw Maximilian Dude, shout outs to Max for his little review of this. You can add this to the PCB inside and automatically just be set for PS5. So now for a product that's coming straight out of China, there's so many other like clone sticks, and you can get on like AliExpress and all that, but Kwamba obviously always goes for the best quality that they can. So on the inside, this is one of the cleanest builds I've ever seen, kind of for a pseudo arcade cab. You've got the entire PCB board here and all the dip switches, all these separate plugs that you can plug in all these additional, USB cables if you want to, and I'll get a little bit closer, but yeah, it comes with all this. Now on the inside, you don't get much storage because once you close this, it's gonna basically, a lot of stuff's gonna hit, so you gotta be careful. But I have actually the screws that kind of screw this thing together from underneath, have them in here safely there. Also comes with 2 octo gates if you want to feel a little more feedback. But for the most part, super clean on the inside. Here is the UFB board I'm going to install for PS5. It's basically just going to take, there's literally like 4 wires, the USB into the PCB and all, and I just swap it out, 1 for 1, and then I'm able to run this on PS5 and plug it in, which is super duper cool. But with that, you've got the buttons here, very well laid out. Again, a lot of people might not like the silent buttons because you don't hear feedback when you're moving the stick around. Like it's very quiet. It's basically, as Era said, for fathers at home that don't want to wake up the wife and kids and all that, which I thought was hilarious. So I'll just give you a quicker kind of close-up look to this. So here's that little switch I was talking about. Right now, it's the one little PCB that goes to the PC through a little cable, a little cable management so you can sneak everything through and then put it the way you want. But these are for the 4 additional USB ports, which they come with 4 additional cables. You'll switch it to that, and that way you'll have A, B, C, D, basically on that. Now, me personally, I don't want to tinker too much with it. I can just basically use this cable, plug it into my Steam Deck dock or anything like that. But that's for if you have multiple systems like an Android or anything like that, you want to switch around, you basically can take advantage of that. And then these are all the dip switches. Now they're putting this together. I spoke directly to Kwamba. It doesn't come with it in the box instruction-wise, but it teaches you what each USB port will do. So if you like switch a couple of these, 1 through 8, these dip switches to like up and down or whatever, it'll let you put that specific port to work on like an X input or Steam Deck or, you know, Android console and all that. So it gives you those options. I think mostly everyone's going to buy this for their PC laptop, you know, or Steam Deck, more specifically, right? And then again, switch out the USB board if you want to add in PS5. This is about $100 on Amazon. I'll link that in the description below. Right, so next up, I want to give you a kind of how I set this up my way, how I would run everything off of here and how kind of organizing and keep it. I'm going to be swapping a lot of things, testing things out. So I have to rewire a bit, clean it up. I saw one person on Twitter, I'll show a picture of that. They basically zip tied everything. This actually comes with zip ties, but they use their own kind of wire management to keep it super clean. But I really like, so this is the bottom shelf. This you can either put right here or all the way down, and it's just basically 2 screws on each side. I like it up here, and the reason I'll show you why, I have a power strip right there with everything. That way I just plug it into the wall back there, and everything on this desk is all in one place, so I just double-sided taped that. You know, so laptop there, you can see some wiggle room. Now, if you lower this, you can have your PlayStation. That's the Slim right there. The regular will also kind of fit there if you have the laptop screen closed and move it off to the side a little bit. But if you put the shelf down there, you can basically stand that up. You can fit that, an Xbox Series X, your laptop, or even a, you know, a PC tower, which is what, you know, a lot of their descriptions on the website are for. But comes with 2 side shelves. I've seen some people not put them because of that. Now, I wanted to fit my PS5 Slim right there, but because it would hit here, it would kind of angle. So you don't want to do that because of power reasons or just messing it up. But I basically did it to put 2 power bricks there. Over on this side, I have, you know, a couple controllers. You can put like your keyboard, you can set it up there. So I kind of like the versatility of that. And then on the desk itself, I have a wireless mouse and keyboard. These are 2 Logitech products. Put whatever you'd like. But what I like to do is, because I like wireless, I have these magnetic cables that basically do that. So if I want to charge that, and if I want to charge the mouse, just basically, god dang it. So it basically does that, clips right to it, which is super cool. Then this is a Mr. FPGA. It's basically a emulation box. A lot of tournaments kind of run this. It's kind of like a super gun, but that right there lets you play emulation up until about PlayStation 1, but it gives you that authentic like CPS 1 and 2. Doesn't really go to third strike yet. They're trying to add like N64 cores. But this product right here is really cool because I can take this USB cable, right, out of my PC, plug it into there, and then I have 2 players playing off of that. Now you want it on a CRT because it's basically all the older games. Cool part is when you're playing kind of an emulation on this of some kind, let's just go off-road for example, 27-inch screen, again, super sweet spot for me. It has the borders, so when you're sitting up really close, you have it there. And then I use the keyboard. This is CoinOps Legends 4. It's basically MAME emulation, but it's really well set. Game controls. So if I want to change stuff, I hit enter on the keyboard. I press, I press the direction, then I just go through all that, and then boom, it's set up for life and saves the config on that. You basically have to do that kind of yourself, so, but super cool that way. Just exit back out. So yeah, that's what I have on here. You can actually fit the Slim here standing, and I kind of like try to shake around, does not fall off. I obviously wouldn't do it if you're playing with a couple people in case it gets knocked off, but with this specific mount, I can fit it back there. So I'll show you the mount. Again, this is a Sony 27-inch InZone monitor. I've done a review of it. I'll link it in the description down below. I like this one because there's so many inputs, 2 HDMI 2.1s. I've got USB-C for my MacBook if I want it to work from this. 3 USB ports, down there for upstream to the PC, and then you can plug in 3 USB devices there. So really cool. And then again, this was just a $30 kind of mount that goes on the back, which right here goes there. So that, again, all these things you had to buy separate from the desk, but you have a lot and it's not very thick. So it's very easy to put like a mic arm or anything like that across this whole backside. So you have all that. But yeah, kind of okay cable management, and it just comes all the way down here, all the wiring and all that. But that is pretty much my setup, how I would do it. That's the cool thing about this. You can do it your way. Kwamba, you guys did a great job. That's kind of my little Kwamba 2009 desk tour. And if you guys didn't know, 2009 is basically their reference to the fighting game boom that came with Street Fighter 4, where fight sticks galore were being made, so many other cool things. So really like this device. Kind of goes well with the rest of my stuff. So again, guys, hope you liked this review. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments down below. Be happy to answer them. And Kwamba, thank you for sending this product out. And until next time, guys, hope you're having a great 2024 so far.
CEO, come on. The dream took some time, but now we on the rise.